Okay, so I try to stay away from this topic, but everyone's talking about it, so I figured I'd just put my 2 cents into it. And it's about the halftime show, Kendrick Lamar's halftime Super Bowl performance. Some people are saying it's the best ever, and some people are saying it's the worst. It almost seems like it's split right down the middle of the aisle. And on the two sides of the aisle, you have those who understand the lore of the beef and understand the music. And then you got some who understand what the Super Bowl is and the performances before, and they have their opinions. And I think that both are valid. Now, is this the worst Super Bowl of all time or the best? I don't think it was either. And that's it. That's all I want to talk about today. Thank you for watching. This was pretty short. I'm just kidding. If you don't understand the beef, if you don't understand the lore behind the Kendrick Lamar and Drake situation, you're not gonna enjoy that Super Bowl performance as much. And that's understandable. And in a minute, I'm going to explain it as quickly as possible. But to the people who say that this was the worst Super Bowl of all time, from their perspective, they're not wrong. If they've seen Prince, Michael Jackson, and all these other amazing artists perform, and you're seeing people play in the rain at the perfect time, like Prince or Lady Gaga do her amazing thing, or Usher dancing tremendously, or whoever, if you're judging it by those standards, you can't really say that those people are wrong to say that to them that was the worst. Just like on that aisle, on the other side of the aisle, you have people who understand the culture, understand the music, understand the beef, who see this as an opportunity that's never happened before for a rap artist. And if you're that connected, to you, that would be the best performance that you've seen, especially if you understand what's going on and you understand the little subliminals and whatnot. So this is for the people who actually want to understand a real quick synopsis of what happened between Drake and Kendrick Lamar. Basically, Kendrick Lamar comes on the scene early, I believe 2009, publicly, but he's been doing stuff before. Drake brings him out on his first tour. Kendrick Lamar then creates a verse a few years later talking about how he's coming at every rapper and they better be ready, including Drake. Drake does not take that too lightly and says that he wants the beef to be real, if that's how you're talking.
And then Drake sends little subs.
Kendrick Lamar at the BET Awards says that he has to tuck a sensitive rapper in his pajama clothes. Drake then starts sending subs, and they have a beef going on and forth. During this time, allegedly, Drake is not being friendly to his friends by being real friendly to his friends' partners, if you will, and other things behind the scenes, like using artists, specifically Atlanta artists, to try to make his thug persona look real when he never came from that kind of life. And if you look back on YouTube, you can kind of see. But anyway, subs are here and there from Drake and doesn't really want to poke the bear fully, but he starts feeling himself over a few years and thinking he's the top dog when it really comes to this rap thing. And Kendrick shows him with the album Damn that you can win a Pulitzer Prize by being conscious.
Drake isn't like that.
Kendrick also scrapes up Grammys.
Drake probably doesn't like that either.
Years later, Kendrick, Drake, and J. Cole are in this big three conversation. The people are creating this, and we're trying to figure out who's the best out of the three. And this is where it gets interesting. If you listen to their discographies, they're all talking about how they're the best. Well, if J. Cole and Drake create a song called First Person Shooter, and J. Cole is saying,
They're talking about who's the big three, but
I'm the number one.
Drake doesn't mention Kendrick in that song. And then Kendrick hears the song and then comes out with that song with Future and Metro Boomin. He basically says, let's go. Drake then decides to finally go back and begs Kendrick to drop some more. Kendrick finally drops, and in my personal opinion, I feel like Kendrick demolished in the beef and creates a song that is the biggest song of the year and creates a culture moment, brings gangs in LA together. That means the red and the blue, at least doing a big job at trying to get that to happen. And obviously the A minor line where Drake is allegedly accused of putting people in situations who might not be mature enough. These are all alleged. I'm making sure I say that right now. But with that said, if you understand that, you understand hip hop, then you get it. The last critique. A lot of people said they couldn't understand Kendrick Lamar. Completely understandable. When I first heard of Kendrick Lamar, I didn't understand him at first. I had to listen to his discography, understand the inflections of his voice and cadences, and understand and acquire and hear how he says certain words to get it. It's the same like that meme of the Eddie Vedder, where they're playing even flow which, side note, y'all probably could have picked a better song because that is probably the most clear you can hear Eddie Vedder. You probably should have chose Yellow Lead better. But yeah, if you're not used to Eddie Vedder's voice, if you're not used to how he sings, you're not going to understand. And it's the same thing. So I agree with this side of the aisle, and I also agree with this side of the aisle. Was it the best ever? I mean, if you understand the lore and you're a big hip hop fan, probably. If you are a fan of surprises and excitement, explosions and flips and tricks, then it probably was not the best for you, and it probably might have been the worst, and that's okay too. With that said, I just wanted to explain it for those of y'all who might not have understood it, and watch it back, and maybe you'll get a different appreciation for it, or maybe you'll go back and say,
Nah, this still wasn't that good.
and in my personal opinion, if I'm being honest, when it comes to Super Bowl performances, there have been a lot more exciting ones, but I can't say that there has been a lot more juicy, gossipy ones that come with so much to feast on over time. So with that said, thank you for watching. Hope you appreciate my breakdown of it and my opinion. If you have your opinions, you can write it down in the comments however you feel it. And with that said,
Peace.